Hey everybody, how are you doing? I am in the middle of fall here in Toronto and it's kind of stew and soup weather. And today I've cleaned out my fridge. I'm going to make a mince and veggie stew. I find the best dishes are the ones where you clean the fridge out and use everything you have. They end up being the most tasty dishes you've ever made and tough to duplicate because you don't remember what was all in there. In the deep skillet, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of oil, and I'm using a mince variety pack. It has pork, beef, and veal. By the way, these are really great mixes if you're making meatloaf, if you're doing cabbage rolls, if you're doing meat pierogies or dumplings, because the texture of all the meats together is really good. A little bit of fattiness from the pork counteracts with the dryness of the veal, but then you get the flavor with all the meat combined. It's really good. You must try these packs if you have them in your store. I don't always see them, but when I do, I grab them. This is a pound of meat. If you wanted to make this vegetarian, you could certainly substitute some soy crumbles. I'll be doing some recipes with soy crumbles in the future, just for you to see the difference. They taste absolutely the same. I've had soy crumbles in spaghetti sauce, in stew, and it's delicious. You'd swear you're eating meat, but you're not. So I've broken up the meat into little crumbles. I'm adding some salt and pepper. This would be the time to add any spiciness if you like. Some cayenne pepper, some chili flakes, pepperoncino, anything that you like. Whatever you like to spice up this dish. I've added some salt and pepper. I'm going to add a dash of Maggi. If you don't have Maggi, you can use Worcester, you can use soy, but Maggi is a concentrated vegetable sauce. It's absolutely delicious and has some umami flavor, and it is great with meat. It's great with veggies. It's great with just about anything. But if you don't have it, you can make do with what you got. Some vegeta seasoning is good. Whatever you have works in this. Whatever flavors you like. I think you're getting to know me by now that I'm not really a stickler about details. I make recipes that taste good based on what I have around. I've added a tablespoon of garlic. I didn't put it in at the beginning because I didn't want the garlic to turn brown or anything. We'll give that a stir up, and we keep punching down those meat crumbles because we don't want any big chunks. We want it to be pretty fine. We just don't want it so that you have like little hamburgers. I've added a beef stock cube here. If you're making a vegetarian version of this dinner, you could add a vegetable stock cube. You don't have to add any stock cube at all, but I find that this adds a lot more flavor than just plain mincemeat. I always find mincemeat kind of boring unless you punch it up with something else. So, do what you like. I'm adding 2 to 3 potatoes that I've kind of quartered or cubed. We don't want them too big because the other vegetables will probably disintegrate if you cook this too long. So you need 20 minutes for potatoes, so make them in a size that will cook in 20 minutes. I'm adding a bag of veggies that I prepared with 1 onion, 1 celery, 2 carrots, a bunch of broccoli, and a pint of mushrooms, and I've chopped them all up. There's a lot of veggies here, and you could certainly make this a vegetarian version by skipping the meat and adding the soy protein instead, or add tofu at the end, whatever you like. I'm adding a half a teaspoon of Worcester sauce. This addition really pulls out the flavor of everything that you have added here. And it gives you a background note that you kind of feel is savory and makes everything delicious. I'm adding about a half a cup of beef broth. You can use more or less. I'm not ending up with a lot of gravy here. I'm just adding enough so that everything will braise for about 20 minutes. And if it gets too dry, you can add some more. I don't want this too wet because I just want it about the vegetables, not about the gravy. So you need to cover that and simmer or braise for about 20 minutes. You can see that the vegetables have cooked down. The broccoli is still in, visible pieces and not mush. And we just need to check to that the potatoes are cooked. And there you go. You can see that it's cooked, but not mushy either. So there's the finished dish. Doesn't it look good? It's so great on a cool fall day where you need something warm. Serve this with some crusty bread and a green salad, or if you like, serve it on top of some rice. Either way is delicious. If you like the recipe, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to the channel. Thanks for stopping by for some more food that warms your soul, and mine too. I'll see you next time.